Welcome to the AM briefing preparing you to trade live in our Emini trading room at microstrader.com. Well, today got all the more interesting. TradingView has went ahead and switched contracts. They always do it prematurely, in my opinion. So here from the CME website, we can see that the March contract still has significantly more volume than the June. And then, of course, you can see September and December. So significantly more volume still in the March contract. So I have switched my chart from the continuous to the H contract. I keep it on the continuous. When we switch over, I'll still be on the continuous. It will show a monster gap, and it's no big deal. I just start charting new levels. It's not the end of the world. I just like to keep it on the continuous chart. So realize TradingView has switched that. It did not gap up today. And then today, so not only do we have today's news, we have the contract change going on. So 1 hour before the market, we will be live on Zoom. If you'd like to get you a one-day Zoom pass, it's half price right now. Half price for a one-day Zoom pass. Average hourly earnings, non-farm payroll, and unemployment rate. I'll try to be on 15 minutes before this news release. I've got to get my wife out the door. It's the final day before spring break, so she will be excited. So what does that present me? A blank chart. I have a blank chart. So that's going to be today's video, is we're going to get this chart ready. It honestly doesn't matter. You could go into the day with 0 levels on your chart. Why? It's NFP day. It's going to wreck the chart. It's a day that the market gets to cleanse itself. It's remove lines off your chart day. But let's go ahead and do it anyway. So I'm going to turn on the magnet tool, and I want to be on a white solid line is what I want. There we go. So what do we have there? There's a couple things here. You know what it is? It's all-time high, and it's the London high. London overnight high. All right. Then I'm just going to mark the overnight low, which in all honesty is back over here. I'm going to mark this as the overnight low. We're using our pre-flight indicator there to help us. And then I'm going to mark this Asia overnight low. And now that's marked. I'm going to mark this RTH low. RTH low. And what are we also going to mark? We're going to mark half back. So I'm looking at my lines here. Got to turn off the magnet tool to do this one. I'm going to mark it anyway. Half back. The overnight half back is automatically marked with our indicators. I don't think that's going to matter today with NFP, but I'm going to mark it anyway. So here we've got the London overnight low, and what a range that was. And you know what I also want to know? I want to know 50% of this London range. This is just a monster range. Let's throw this in here. I'm going to mark it here. This is something I don't normally have. London overnight. London halfback. I don't need to put the word overnight, because we know what it is. We turn back on the magnet tool. Make sure that's selected there. It is. I got another Asia overnight low, so I'm just going to duplicate that line. Bring it here. I got another RTH low. I'm just going to duplicate that line. Bring it over here. I'll also be able to turn on my strong indicator, and that'll be nice. So another London overnight low here. So I want to duplicate it, not move it. There you go. Hold down the command or control button to do that. And you don't want to be on the end point. You want to be in the middle of the line or something like that. Got another RTH low here. Come on. Come on, right there. I got another. Oh, copy 2 lines. I got another London here. And I'll make this Asia. I got another RTH. Oh, I don't want to copy all y'all, I just want this guy. To 49.59. So I'm going to take all these levels that we just created. I'm going to put them in a folder. So you select them and you hit group in a folder. And then I can make that folder small. I'm going to bring that folder to the top. I can turn that folder off. Let's go to the daily chart. I want to turn these levels back on. I want to see how far I kind of gotten. Okay. And I'm looking at this chart and I can't envision we go that far. So I don't think I need to mark anything lower on the daily chart. And if we go lower, it takes 5 minutes. It's no big deal. All right, so what do we want to denote in here on this daily chart? Well, I'm going to tell you what we're going to denote. Daily volume and balance. So let's denote those. Another one here. And in fact, let me turn on the other folder. I want to see how far I've marked. Okay, that's as far as I feel like I'm going to need to mark. I'm going to mark this one in red. It's not what I meant to do. I don't know what the heck I had. Guess I had a combination of keys I didn't like. Just gonna mark that there. Move that here. There's a wick. Got a daily fair value gap there. Let's duplicate that. We're going to move that you to here. That's nothing. That's nothing. That's... All right, I'm back. All I had to do was refresh my screen and came back. I have no clue what I pressed to get rid of everything, but that was an interesting look. I'm not sure I would want to do that again, but it was interesting. And what we're going to do is we're just going to mark we're going to mark a couple of those just in case. So that way we've got all of these now on a daily. All right, so let's go into a 30-minute chart here. Actually, I want to go back to the daily because I want to get my daily trend line back on here. I mean, look at that. Make that red. Let's go to a 30-minute chart now. Yep, I think that's where I had it. Beautiful. And I'm going to move that into the daily. Let's go to a 4-hour chart for a second. Let's tighten this thing up. I think that's all I'm going to do here. It's NFP day. There's going to be a monster candle that you don't need to trade anyway. All you're going to do is delete lines. Now, these white lines I would not delete. I would just simply move them over, demonstrating to me that they had already been tested for today. But I mean, there's nothing I would really do here. Let's mark a few things. Let's just mark a couple obvious ones, you know. So we'll just mark a few obvious ones there. We'll go to 30-minute here. You don't need a lot of lines on your chart today, because really what you can do is you just let it open, let it settle, let the 8-point candle stop, and then you start trading the levels as they're presented to you. The current day levels are the most important levels. Then the next most important levels to me are the session highs and lows. London, Asia, New York. And respectively for those ranges, the halfbacks. And then clean, clear, crisp, obvious backsides, frontsides, break levels on a 30-minute chart. Like this, I'm going to denote this. I'm going to denote it. We're going to put, we're going to make that white because I want it to be informational. Well, I'm just going to call this, I'm going to call it the vomit candle. When the day was over, it just did that vomit. So I kind of want to know where that's at. I'll probably end up just deleting it. It's okay. I think those are everything I want to know going into today. This makes the most sense to me going into today. So what's happened overnight? Well, London has stacked on top of Asia, making a new all-time high. Let's go take a peek at everybody else real quick, because I went through and changed all of these to the current contract instead of the continuous. This is the all-time high on NQ. It did not take out its all-time high, but we did. In fact, I'm going to put on here all-time high again. And on this one up here, this is the all-time high for YM. And so there we go. Let's make this half back. Having to redraw these things for these levels, it's no big deal. So let's line up the half backs there. Let's make this a little bigger. Half back is lined up there. Half back is lined up there. Where are we all in relation to yesterday's half back? That's what I like to know. Or in relation to yesterday's high, yesterday's low, whatever. So come in here. I like to just visually kind of draw this line here. And, well, Russell is right at it. Dow is under it. Two of us are above it. I like to look at the slope of the VWAPs. Well, VWAP is up. I'm going to say VWAP is flat. VWAP is up. VWAP is up. Okay. Kind of get an idea of where we're all at. I mean, I'm not trading anyway. I'm more than 2 hours away from the news event. We're just literally preparing our chart because we switched to the H contract from the continuous contract. And we will trade the levels as they're presented. When NFP opens, there's nothing up here for it to go grab. There's no upward liquidity. There's nothing up here for it to go grab. Now, it did make this little all-time high here, but tons of liquidity down here, right? Tons of liquidity down here. There's also VPOCs down here I need to go put in my chart as well. I don't have those right off the top of my head here. So, but I gave those out in the chat once this week. So make sure you go look at that. I'll, depending on what NFP does again, I will repost those. I think that looks really good. So if you'd like to join us on Zoom, half price on the Zoom pass, go do that, and I'll make sure you get in the group today. Like I said, we will go live 15 minutes before the NFP announcement. I'll see you guys soon. Stay green, my friends, and to learn more about our group, go to microstrader.com.